Tú, sí tú, ¿estás listo para un nuevo video? Today, it's about two words that mean exactly the same, but that can change completely the setting and the tone of an interaction. Hello, my name is Jovaron, one of your ambassadors for Spanish 55. In this channel, we provide you with some of the most amazing tips and tricks to improve your Spanish like a pro. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any of our latest videos. Language is a direct reflection of the ideological and cultural background of a certain region or country. We can find some of these aspects shaped into words or even concepts. In Latin America, there has always been a very conservative way of addressing someone. Therefore, two different words come into play when we learn to differentiate the interaction, based in context and situations. We are speaking about the words tú y usted. These words correspond to the second singular person pronoun. In this video, I'm going to explain the differences between these two words and how to use them correctly according to different scenarios or personal preferences. I'm going to start with the main and basic difference. Usted is a formal form of the pronoun and tú is the informal form. Here we have some examples. Age. This is one of the most simple and common examples. Here we tend to distinguish among generations to address a certain person. For instance, teenagers and kids under 18 years old must address their older ones with the word usted. Also, people in their 30s, 40s, or even 50s must address elderly people with the word usted. Then, people that belong to the same generation could address each other with the word tú, as it is more casual and everyone has the same age and can be a little bit more of understanding and confidence. Events. There are some specific formal events in which the word usted is used very often, such as political events, diplomatic meetings, international conferences, business events, etc. In this case, we would address other people using the word usted. There are also some high-position personalities that must be addressed with the word usted, such as presidents, religious figures, CEOs, etc. Small businesses. In Mexico and in other countries of Latin America, it's very common that you will find some small convenience stores on the streets. And these establishments are also attended very often by elder people. These people may usually welcome you with a "Buenos días, ¿qué va a querer?" or "¿Qué va a llevar?" This is a very formal treatment for you as a customer, so they will use the word usted to address you. Familiarity. How well you know someone could also dictate the formality in which you have to address that person. If it's someone you've never seen before and it's the first time you meet with this person, you might treat them formally and then use the word usted. But sometimes when you meet someone new and you feel that there is enough confidence and trust, you actually may use the word tú from the very beginning. This creates a different atmosphere and also sets the tone in which you want to address this interaction. If you're seeking to have a certain goal and create confidence between this interaction, then you might use the word tú. This could also be a mutual agreement. You could ask the other person to address you with an informal way, and therefore they will call you with the word tú, and it works backwards. This choice can be a little bit problematic and complex. You really need to feel comfortable with the interaction in order to change between these two words. If you address them with the word tú from the very beginning, they might think that you are positioning them into some of the previous scenarios. Therefore, they might choose to allow you to use the pronoun tú. Family. In some Latin American families, there is this weird and old tradition in which we as children will call all parents with the word usted. That's right, with the formal tone. This is really weird because then you think, well, if they are my parents, I have enough confidence and trust to call them with the word tú. Well, in this case, it's a little bit more about respect. In traditional families, you will use the word usted to show respect to your parents. So it will be very weird for you to hear this word in Mexico or Latin America because it's not something that it's being used nowadays. Marketing or media. For commercial purposes, it's very useful to address a certain audience with a certain word to achieve a certain goal or reaction. In this case, it all depends on the industry, the workspace, or the platforms we are using to reach this public. For instance, if you've noticed, in Spanish 55, we always address you with the word tú, since we want to make everyone that reach to this channel feel comfortable enough. Then we create a more familiar atmosphere. There might be other approaches in the marketing industry that can use the word tú as a mean of persuasion. For instance, bloggers or TED talkers, they want to be straightforward in order to captivate the audience. In this case, tú is the most aggressive yet trustful way to address them. Special cases. Have you ever heard how Colombians speak? They have this very peculiar way of addressing anyone with the word usted. As I said in the beginning of this video, it all depends on the cultural and traditional background. So if you watch a movie or a TV show with Colombians in it, you will find that this word is used very often, almost in any case. And it's not even related to any of the previous scenarios.
¿Y no le dolió?
Ay, no sea bobo, Freddy. Pero sí quedó triple mamita.
Another case is when parents are scolding their kids about a certain behavior that should not be performed. Some sort of attitude that is very immature and does not belong to the age that they have. For instance, usted ya está grandecito y puede ir al baño por su propia cuenta. That means you are old enough to go to the bathroom for yourself. Another case is sarcasm. I used to use this very often when I got into a fight or an argument with some of my friends or family members. I start addressing them with the word usted. This somehow decreases the level of confidence and trust that I used to have them prior to the argument. Then I would say something like, no, usted ya no me hable. That means, don't talk to me for now. That causes a certain sense of detachment and works as a statement to deliver the message that you are upset. Well, that's all the time we have for now. I really hope this video will help you to identify all the different situations and scenarios in which you can use the words usted and tú. Remember, it's always about how formal a certain context can be and how can you address the people that is involved in that context. If we are missing any case, or you have heard these words in other different scenarios, please write them below. Your comments and opinions help us to grow as a community. Here in Spanish 55, we love seeing you growing and learning. Feel comfortable enough if you need some personalized advice. Like this video and turn on the bell button so we can meet in the next one. Adiós y hasta luego.